Today we're playing the game that you hate to see on Facebook. Next on iPad 365. This episode brought to you by AV Event Solutions. Hey everybody, Jeffrey Powers here. Welcome to iPad 365, the show where we look at apps to keep your iPad play. A little bit of change here in the studio. I'll talk about that in a minute. First of all, if you want to get a hold of me, it's simply iPad 365. If you'd like to email me, it's show@ipad-365.com. Show@ipad-365.com. Remember that we've actually made the change to iPad-365.com. We're no longer on Geekazine.com, so if you're looking for iPad apps there, it's not there, it's on its own website. And great news for you gamers and you business people, I've just created iTunes channels for those separate apps. So if you're looking for business apps only, look for the iPad 365 business apps. If you're looking for games only, go to the iPad 365 game apps, and you can get those, and when new episodes come in, they'll come into those specific containers. If you want to find out about every type of iPad app, then just keep it tuned into the same iTunes channel, whether video or audio, over at iPad 365. All right, like I said, a small little change here. I'm actually sitting down rather than standing up. I'm going to try a couple of these episodes this way. Tell me what you think about it. Does it make things better? Does it make things worse? Do I look better? Do I not look better? Let me know. You can Twitter me over at iPad 365. You can also Twitter me over at Geekazine. Think Magazine, put in a geek, and you've got Geekazine. And just let me know, should I be sitting or should I be standing? Today we're talking about the game that you see all the time in Facebook, and everybody's part of it, everybody's playing it, and you've probably completely disowned it. You don't even want to touch it because you're afraid that it's going to hook up to your Facebook, and then all of a sudden you're sending out Candy Crush Saga invites. Tell you something, you don't need to sign up to Facebook to play this game, and it's a very addictive game. It's called Candy Crush Saga. It's by King.com Limited, and I picked it up a few months ago when I was looking for an app. Actually, I was looking for an app for the Android. I pulled it up and I played a couple levels. Very addictive, very happy with it. As long as you don't hook it up to Facebook, nobody will know that you're playing it. But of course, you're going to have to pay those in-app fees or wait a little bit longer to get to the next level. Here's how it works. So basically, this is the front page of Candy Crush Saga. If this is the first time that you connect to Facebook, you can choose to connect to Facebook. I'm going to say no thanks, and they're going to give you all types of enticement to connect up to Facebook. But you can just play it straight up. There's that nice purple button that says play, and that's going to take me to the Candy Factory. Now, so we'll go back to the first level. It's just pretty simple. It's a small target, you get 3 stars, and you're doing well. Basically, the idea is to get 600 points in 6 moves. So basically, you move 2 candies over to match 3 in a row. Like for instance, right here, there's an orange candy and a red candy, or the flashing blue candies you can move over, but I'm just going to do the red one right here. And of course, that brings down the other candies and makes new possible opportunities. As I go forward, I can create more Candy Crushes, and as new 3-packs come down, then they cancel out, and then you get even more points. As you continue, you can get 3 candies, you get 4 candies, and then that creates some special candies, which I'll show you here in a second. So right here we have a 4 candy move. Once I bring this green candy down, it'll actually create a new candy. Now I have 1 move left, so it's going to not show up, but you can see it right there that it's a different type of candy, and that'll do extra things. In this case, it'll actually blow up an area of the candies, so you can then drops down a whole bunch more. If you get striped candies, those striped candies will actually kill out a whole roll. Or if you get those special candies, what I like to call bomb candies, that'll actually take out a specific color. And those are great because if you use it with a striped candy, it turns all that same color candy into striped candies and then knocks out the board. If you get 2 of those candies in a row and you use them together, that knocks out the whole board. And so you can actually get some great points using those candies. Like I said, this is pretty addictive, and I don't use the iPad on this, but we'll get up to level 16 here really quick. In here, you've got a clear jelly. Each level has something different. Like for instance, clearing jelly. There's a level where you bring ingredients down. There's a level where they have little pieces of chocolate, and every time you make a move, if you haven't knocked out some of the chocolate, it'll actually melt new chocolate into the screen here. I'm going to show you one of these striped ones here. There's the blue striped one right on top, and of course, once I get 3 in a row, that will then go ahead and take out the whole row, and we'll do it just like this. And it just took out the whole row of candies. Of course, the little jellies are behind it, and they got knocked out as well. Very addictive game. There's a lot more to it, tons of levels. I'm on these levels now where I have to clear out so many different types of candies, but you can also they give you some of these little features, like for instance, which is a lollipop, and basically I can put it anywhere I want. If I hit it here, the big lollipop goes bang, and that knocks out a certain part. Now, you've only got so many lollipops. You get 3 for free, and then after that, if I wanted to go from here, I'd have to pay $1.99. Lots of in-app purchases. Once you get all to this level right here, and you've gone through here, there's going to be a stopping point where you're going to get 3 options. One is pay 99 cents, and you'll go into the next level of games. The next one is to ask Facebook friends, 3 Facebook friends, before you can get to the next level. And then the third one is to actually play quests, but those quests are spanned between 24 hours. So you play one, you wait 24 hours, you play the next, you wait 24 hours, you play the third, and then you can get to the next level. So once again, you don't even need to touch Facebook to get and play Candy Crush Saga. In fact, I've been doing it for the last couple months now, and I have not hooked up to Facebook to play this game. One more thing to notice, you'll see that heart and you'll see a timer. Basically, when you end a quest or you don't finish the quest, you lose a life, and then once you go down to nothing, they recycle every 30 minutes. So if you've used all your lives, you gotta wait on 30 minutes or an hour before those lives come back. Of course, you can buy in-app purchases for more lives. Name of the game is called Candy Crush Saga. It's by King.com Limited. It wants you to get to Facebook, but you can choose not to hook up to Facebook and go from there and have a lot of fun playing it. I know I do. Let's say you have an important meeting and you want to impress everybody with what you've got. Maybe you're traveling cross country for this meeting, and maybe you just don't want to take your machines since they're in production. Worst yet, maybe you don't have the current technology and it's just not impressive enough to land that account. If you need to impress, consider AV Event Solutions for your technology rental needs. AV Event Solutions can provide computers, servers, workstations, tablets, and other technology for your client's need, all to your location. It doesn't stop there. Digital signage, LCD rentals, lightings, Wi-Fi boosters, audience polling systems, audio equipment, and more. They also have iPads galore, perfect for setting up kiosk systems, program displays, or portable cash registers. Ramp up your training sessions, your meetings, your trade shows, or whatever you need to make a splash with AV Event Solutions. Check it all out. Visit aveventsolutions.com, select that orange Express Quote button, and find out how you're going to impress for success. That's over at AV Event Solutions. Tell them the Geekazine sent you. All right, let's talk about the Apple event that happened the other day. Of course, Tim Cook came out and showed off the brand new iPhones, the iPhone 5C and the 5S. 5C being like the iPhone 5, and the 5S pretty much doubling the power of the 5C. A very impressive phone. They didn't talk about tablets, but they also said that iOS 7 was coming out next week for public download and installation. I'm really excited to actually finally get iOS 7, and I'm hoping that I'll get that put on and there'll be no problems there. Now, one thing that they also did talk about was that if Apple's going to make iWork apps absolutely free. There's a small little caveat to it, though. You've got to buy a new product, like for instance a new iPhone or a new iPad. Now these apps are about $10 each, and of course that comes with Pages, Keynote, and Numbers. Only thing, of course, it's competing with Google Documents. The only problem I have is, what about those people that have been loyal customers that have actually bought a couple of these apps and they're just not ready for the upgrade to the 5S or the 5C? You just kind of leave them in the past like that? That's kind of the sad thing about that, but if you get a new device, you know that you'll be able to get Pages, Keynote, and Numbers added to it as you go from there. And no word on what happened with Mac. It is just basically iPhone stuff and a little bit on the iWork information at the beginning, and then of course the release of iOS 7. What that means is I have a feeling next month we're going to see an iPad event, maybe even an iPad event that's also going to show off their rumored iWatch into the mix there. What I'm going to expect with the iPad, the next generation iPad, which I believe is the 5th generation iPad, will have that A7 processor, M7 coprocessor in there. Really hoping that they're going to do that to bring in the healthcare apps into the iPad, to bring in other possibilities into the iPad. But of course, that might also be an M7 processor for an iPad that has the ability to hook up via AT&T to 4G or Verizon to 4G or Sprint or T-Mobile. So we'll see what happens there, but I have a feeling in the next month, if you're looking to get an iPad, I would wait at least a couple weeks before they'll come out with an announcement, and then of course they'll come out with some iPads, and I'm expecting it to happen within the next month. We'll see what happens from there, but if you're shopping for a new iPad, I would say wait at least 30 days to see what happens. And that's this episode of iPad 365. Do you play Candy Crush Saga? What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know. You can Twitter me over at ipad-365.com. Of course, the email is show@ipad-365.com. Remember ipad-365.com to get all the apps. And remember that new iTunes channel for games and business apps. You can check that out in the iTunes store. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for listening over on Stitcher or in iTunes. We will see you next time when it will be another episode of iPad 365. We'll have a great app, actually a nice pixelated app, and we'll do that next time. And until then, you guys, geek out.